G'day viewers. Today we're going to go through how to create a central bank. This is the Reserve Bank Act of 1959 in Australia. At number 2 here we say, this act shall come into operation on a date to be fixed by proclamation. There you go, just like that. Number 6, application to territories. Subject to section 6A, this act extends to all the territories. 7A, the following members of the Reserve Bank Board or the Payment System Board are officials within the meaning of that act of the bank. A, the Governor. B, the Deputy Governor. C, a member who is a staff member of the Reserve Bank Service. Number 8, general powers. The bank has such powers as are necessary for the purposes of this act and any other act conferring functions on the bank, and in particular and in addition to any other powers conferred on it by this act, as such other acts has power to receive money on deposit, to borrow money, this is currency they're talking about now, not money, to lend currency, to buy, sell, discount and rediscount bills of exchange, promissory notes and treasury bills, to buy and sell securities issued by the Commonwealth and other securities. There it says it right there that it's allowed to create currency out of thin air. To buy, sell and otherwise deal in foreign currency, specie, gold and other precious metals. Well, I'll be. Where did they get that one from? The 1800s. To establish credits and give guarantees. To issue bills and drafts and effect transfers of currency. To underwrite loans and to do anything incidental to any of its powers. Establishment of the Reserve Bank Board. There shall be a Reserve Bank Board. Bang, hey presto. Which shall be constituted as provided by Part 3. Here we are at number 10, functions of the Reserve Bank. It is the duty of the Reserve Bank Board, within the limits of its powers, to ensure that the monetary and banking policy of the bank is directed to the greatest advantage of the people of Australia, and that the powers of the bank under this Act and any other Act other than the Payment Systems Regulation Act 1998 and the Payment Systems and Netting Act 1998 and Part 7.3 of the Corporations Act 2001 are exercised in such a manner as, in the opinion of the Reserve Bank Board, will best contribute to the stability of the currency of Australia. Let's flick over to the currency of Australia for a second. Here it is here. Oh, what happened there? We've gone up from $300 billion, as we're here, we're M1 money supply, currency supply increased to 1,232.96 billion in April from 1,189.19 billion Australian fiat currency dollars in March of 2020. But have a look here. This is 2016. And here we are here, somewhere there, oopsie daisy, straight up. This is what happens when the currency supply is controlled by a central bank. Here we are with M3 money supply, which is everything, loans on deposit, everything on deposits, everything in the stock market, everything. And look at the central bank balance sheet here. $280,864 million Australian. I'm not sure whether you're achieving that goal. What was the other one? The maintenance of full employment in Australia. What do you think the real unemployment rate is right now? The economic prosperity and welfare of the Australian people. And somehow, before this central bank was created, we must have been in poverty, surely. And here's a little bit about the remuneration that they get. Remuneration. A member of the Payment System Board is to be, which is part of the Reserve Bank Board, or separate to it, but all part of the same umbrella, is to be paid the remuneration that is determined by the Remuneration Tribunal. If no determination of that remuneration by the tribunal is in operation, the member is to be paid the remuneration that is prescribed. Just like that. Central banking. 26. Reserve Bank to act as a central bank. The Reserve Bank is the Central Bank of Australia, shall carry on business as a communist central bank, and subject to this Act and to the Banking Act 1959 shall not carry on business otherwise than as a central bank. Part 5. The Note Issue. Issue, reissue and cancellation of notes. Subject to this Act, the bank may issue Australian notes, reissue Australian notes and cancel Australian notes. Australian notes shall be printed by or under the authority of the bank. Denominations of notes. Australian notes may be issued in any of the following denominations, namely $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50 or $100, or in any other denomination that the Treasurer by instrument in writing published in the Gazette determines. Notes to be legal tender. Australian notes are legal tender throughout Australia. Bear that in mind with this so-called flu going around. Everyone stop taking notes. But they are legal tender throughout Australia. For the purposes of subsection 1, an Australian note of a denomination specified in the first column of the following table has the value in the currency provided for by this Currency Act 1965 that is set out in the second column of that table opposite to the denomination of that note. 10 shillings and pounds, $10, $20, nothing to do with sound money. Here's the bit where they say only they can issue the notes, not anyone else. Other persons not to issue notes. A person shall not issue a bill or note for the payment of money payable to bearer on demand and intended for circulation. Penalty 50 units. A state shall not issue a bill or note for the payment of money payable to bearer on demand and intended for circulation. That's code for we can counterfeit, but don't you dare try it. We've got a little taxation law here. The bank is not liable to taxation under any law of state or of a territory to which the Commonwealth is not subject, and the income of the bank is not liable to income tax under a law of the Commonwealth. Different rule for you and me. So there you have it, folks. The guts of the Reserve Bank Act of 1959. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.